Yo, what's up guys, hope you guys are doing good. So today we are going to see what if Naruto discovered rare bloodline and build his harem part 2. Hope you will enjoy this video, so before we start please like the video and subscribe to our channel and hit bell notification, it motivates me to upload more fanfic for my lovely audience. So let's get started.
Naruto vs Gaara. Begin. Ninja Art. Shuriken Shadow Clone. Naruto unsealed two large shuriken and threw them at Gaara, who watched as they went from 2 shuriken to about 16. Gaara used his sand to protect himself from them and wasn't ready for the exploding kunai that Naruto snuck in there. The kunai exploded and sent Gaara flying to the wall, but he was saved by his sand. So the sand acts on its own. Naruto thought. Fire style. Fire caterwall. Naruto expelled several dragon-headed fireballs from his mouth to cover the front, left and right side of Gaara. As the dragon heads move in an erratic manner, it makes the jutsu much more difficult to avoid. Gaara once again used his sand to protect him, and then once the dragon heads connected, they exploded. "Is that all you can do?" Gaara asked. "Far from it. I'm just testing the speed of your sand," Naruto said. Ninja Art. Kunai Shadow Clone. Naruto threw 2 kunai at Gaara and then they multiplied into 20. Naruto wasn't finished as he went through 4 hand signs. Wind style. Gale palm. Naruto clasped his hands together and wind is compressed, then transformed into a powerful gale. He pushed his hand out forward and the wind helped the kunai travel through the air faster, making them more lethal. Gaara once again raised his sand, but a few of them got through and managed to cut through his sand armor. Stands. Whoa. What happened to Naruto? Ino asked. I don't know. He was never this good before this round. Sakura said. Whoever trained him really did a great job. Asuma said. Didn't Kakashi-sensei teach him? Sakura asked. No. From what I heard, Naruto did ask Kakashi for help, but he blew him off so he could train Sasuke for his match with Gaara Instia. Asuma said. Then who trained him? Ino asked. I did, Jiraiya said as he landed behind them. Master Jiraiya. Kurenai said. Lord Jiraiya, it is an honor to see you and your youthfulness again. Might Guy said. Sure, Jiraiya said, and Might Guy did his patented nice guy pose. Why did you train him? Kakashi asked. Because you wouldn't, Jiraiya said. Fighting area. So much for your ultimate defense. Must not be that great if I managed to get through it with a few lousy kunai. Naruto said. Shut up. Gaara replied. Gaara used his sand to attack Naruto, who was barely getting out of the way, resulting in him getting a few cuts and his clothes torn. Naruto saw Gaara have his sand attack from each direction and Naruto was able to use the Shunshin to escape whatever he had planned. Stop running, Gaara said. Gaara then started to transform and Naruto quickly deactivated his resistance seals. The gourd on Gaara's back slowly broke down and began to cover his body, covering his arms and then his face, distorting it and giving it Shukaku's features such as the yellow eye and markings. He even grows his one tail from the gourd, which itself functions like a normal tail. I see you're getting serious, Naruto said and activated his dojutsu. Stands. This is why I said to call off the match. I don't know what you're trying to prove, Master Jiraiya, but Naruto isn't ready for this kind of opponent. Kakashi said. How would you know? You never trained him. He's perfectly fine. He hasn't even used the skill he knows will work. Jiraiya said. What skill is that? Might Guy asked. Let's just say that this match will be somewhat similar to Lee's match. Only difference is the winner. Jiraiya said. He knows the 8 inner gates. Might Guy said. No, he knows something similar though. Jiraiya said. Lord Jiraiya, are you telling me he knows how to use that technique? Might Guy asked. Yes, but only the first 2 activations. Jiraiya said. I see. Might Guy said. What does he know? Kakashi asked. You'll have to wait and see. Jiraiya said. Can you at least tell us about his dojutsu and what it does? Asuma asked. As far as we know so far, When it's activated, genjutsu doesn't work on him and he can see chakra pathways. We're still trying to figure it out. Jiraiya said. Then I think if he has a dojutsu he should be placed under my care. I am training Sasuke in using the Sharingan after all. Kakashi said. No, the Sharingan and his dojutsu are completely different. He's probably not going to want your help anyway. You had 6 months and did nothing with him. Jiraiya said. You said genjutsu doesn't work on him. I'm the genjutsu mistress. Do you think some of my genjutsu will work? Kurenai asked. I doubt it. Unlike the Sharingan, it's impossible to place him under a genjutsu while his dojutsu is activated. A Sharingan user can be placed under a genjutsu, but they'll easily be able to break out of it and counter it. With Naruto's dojutsu it's impossible to place him under it. I don't know if he can cast genjutsu with his eyes though. Jiraiya said. Then the loser is still inferior to me. Sasuke said arrogantly. Yet he's lasting longer against Gaara than you did. Jiraiya said. Fighting area. Time to die Uzumaki. Gaara yelled. Sand Shuriken. Gaara swung his sand-covered arm at Naruto and sent shurikens made from sand towards him at a rapid pace. Naruto pulled out some kunai and started to deflect as many as possible, but he was eventually overtaken by the amount and was cut up severely. Yes, I can smell your blood from over here. Gaara yelled. Shukaku's arm. After gathering a large amount of sand, Gaara formed it into a replica of Shukaku's arm and used it to grab Naruto, then slammed him into the wall repeatedly. Naruto was lucky enough to cover his body in a layer of chakra so the damage was significantly lessened from Gaara's assault. After a few seconds of slamming Naruto into the wall, Gaara released Naruto and watched him fall to the ground. Don't tell me you've given up already. Make me feel alive, Naruto Uzumaki. Gaara yelled. Water style. Triple water dragon jutsu. Naruto quickly went through hand signs and formed 3 dragons made of water from the air and launched them at Gaara, who used his sand to protect him. Naruto didn't stop there because he went through more hand signs. Water style. Ripping torrent. Naruto created water that spirals in the palm of his hand and fired it at a high speed towards Gaara, who once again used his sand to protect him. The collision sent water and sand everywhere in the fighting area. I wish I knew a lightning jutsu right now. Naruto thought. Naruto threw 2 exploding kunai at Gaara and watched as they landed right in front of him. Gaara tried to use his sand to protect him, but to his horror it was moving too slow and he was hit with the explosion. If it weren't for him being transformed, he most likely would have died. The smoke cleared after Naruto used the wind style. Great breakthrough, and Gaara was standing there badly burned with a horrified look on his face. Mother. My sand. It failed to protect me. Gaara said. Of course it did. The sand is too heavy to move at the speed it usually does. That's why I used water ninjutsu on you. That sand is useless right now. Naruto said with a smirk. Damn you Uzumaki. Gaara yelled. Gaara allowed the sand to cover his entire upper body, with only his feet remaining uncovered. While his facial features still remain slightly human, both his eyes resemble Shukaku's with the same markings around its body. Naruto noticed that the kanji remained on Gaara's head. Stands. What the hell is that? Ino asked. Seems like Naruto is really pushing Gaara to his limits. Jiraiya said. Do you still think he can handle it? Kurenai asked. Absolutely. Naruto has the best chance at beating Gaara even without my training, and you 4 know why. Jiraiya said. Can he use it? Asuma asked. Probably. He said during training that he's used it quite a few times, but only when he's overcome with rage. However, he shouldn't have to use it. He wanted me to train him so he wouldn't have to rely on it all the time. Jiraiya said. I see. You wouldn't mind if I trained him sometime, would you? He's the only other person I know in Konoha that has a wind chakra nature. Asuma said. It's up to him. Although I'll recommend him to you since I'm not an expert on wind chakra nature since it's so rare. Jiraiya said. Does he know any wind jutsu other than the one he just used? Asuma asked. He knows a few of them, but I don't think they're as strong as they should be. Jiraiya said and then looked over at Tamari and Kankuro who were looking nervous. I can't believe it. He's hurting Gaara. Tamari said. He's close to releasing Shukaku. Kankuro said. Why hasn't the cage given the signal yet? Baki asked. That's because he isn't the cage. Jiraiya said as he appeared behind them. Lord Jiraiya. Baki said. Relax. We already knew about the invasion weeks ago. Jiraiya said. Why aren't you attacking us? Baki asked. Because you're following orders from Orochimaru. A few days ago, a few of my spies found the body of the cage in the desert and he had a stab wound through the heart from a blade covered in a specific poison. Jiraiya said. So this entire time, it's been Orochimaru giving us orders? Tamari asked. Yes. I did some digging around and found out Orochimaru approached your father a month before the Chunin exams about teaming up for an invasion, but when your father declined, Orochimaru ambushed him a few weeks later. We grew suspicious when Rasa didn't show up for a meeting with the third Hokage to try and find a way to help your village get its budget increased again. That's when I sent some of my best spies out to find anything and they discovered his body. Jiraiya said. Damn it. So what do we do now? Are you going to capture us? Baki asked. No. Baki, I want you to gather as many of the Sand Shinobi you can gather without making it obvious and help our ninja and Anbu evacuate the village by helping everyone get to the shelter near the Hokage mountain. You two stay here and act normal. Once the invasion starts, take out any sound ninja you can until the Anbu arrives. Jiraiya said. Yes sir. Also I should let you know that we have a spy in your Anbu ranks. He's standing behind the other genin with the dog and the Hyuga girl. He was supposed to get a signal that would have him cast a sleeping genjutsu that would put everyone to sleep and that's when Gaara would release Shukaku since he comes out whenever Gaara goes to sleep. Baki said. I'll get a squad of Jonin on it. You help us win this invasion and I'm sure the Wind Daimyo will boost your budget again. Jiraiya said. I'll get on it right away. Baki said. Good. Jiraiya said. Wait. What about Gaara? From the way this fight is going he could release Shukaku at any minute. Kankuro said. He's right. After this transformation is when Shukaku can fully manifest. Tamari said. Don't worry. Naruto will handle Gaara. I did prepare him for this after all. Jiraiya said and vanished. Are we really gonna leave a genin to stop Shukaku? Kankuro asked. So far he's proven he can handle it. If things get bad you two help him from a distance. Baki said and walked away. Fighting area. Stop running away from me Uzumaki. Gaara yelled as he was trying to grab Naruto with his extended sand arms. Fine. Naruto said and then vanished from sight. Oh. Where are? Gaara was cut off from a kunai exploding right in front of him. Gaara was suddenly punched from behind and the man he was just flying around like a human pinball before he finally crashed to the ground. That's not enough to keep him down. Naruto thought. Very interesting Uzumaki. Show me more. Make me feel alive. Gaara yelled. You asked for it. Naruto said and then looked up at Jiraiya who nodded. Stands. Master Jiraiya, why did he look up at you? Kurenai asked. Because he's ready to let loose. Jiraiya said. Is he finally about to use it? Might Guy asked. Yes. Jiraiya said. Lee, 1010, Neji. I want you all to pay close attention to what Naruto is about to do. Might Guy said. What is he about to do? Neji asked. Something similar to what Lee did against Gaara. Jiraiya said. A technique that is similar to the 8 inner gates. Might Guy said. What's it called? 1010 asked. Fighting area. I hope you don't regret this, Gaara. Naruto said. 7 heavenly breaths. First activation. The first activation caused Naruto's eyes to turn completely white and his body gave off a yellow aura, though it's seen that it was starting to take after the color of Naruto's chakra. This first breath allows Naruto to push towards his body's natural limits, since the bolstered fortitude from the technique lessens pain and reduces fear of self-harm. Second activation. The second activation caused Naruto's body to expand slightly, his muscles becoming distinctly more prominent. In this stage, Naruto will also begin to recover faster, as the activation stimulates the body's natural healing above the normal rate. Add in the healing ability he gets from the 9 tails, he's basically indestructible. Third activation. The third activation caused Naruto's skin to turn red, much like when the gate of life is opened. In this stage Naruto can begin to push beyond the body's natural limits in lesser amounts, as the further bolstered natural recovery can largely null the damage that would otherwise occur. Before Gaara could yell again, Naruto vanished and destroyed the ground where he was previously standing. All Gaara felt was pain on his chin and noticed he was up in the air, then he was knocked down to the ground. Lunar Barrage. Once Gaara stood up, Naruto punched Gaara in the gut and released a pulse of chakra from his fist to increase the power of the punch. Upon inflicting the punch, Naruto took advantage of the Gaara's dazed state by following up with a fury of rapid untraceable punches. The punches that make up the barrage are not random, but are carefully thought out. Each one has the purpose of conditioning Gaara into reacting a certain way and forced him to leave himself open for another type of punch. This is why Gaara found it difficult to escape. Naruto ended the combo with a very powerful punch to Gaara's stomach, inflicting a lot of damage and sending rocketing back at very high speed, crashing into the wall. Stands. Holy shit. 10-10 whispered. That was the most youthful thing I have ever seen in my life. Lee said. Why couldn't I copy his movements? Sasuke thought. Kakashi, I want that technique. Sasuke said, I can't teach you something I know nothing about, Sasuke. Kakashi said, then I demand that this old fool teaches it to me along with everything he knows. Sasuke said, kid, I'd watch what you're saying if I were you. Asuma said, he's one of the legendary Sannin and is possibly the strongest shinobi in the village. Kurenai said, doesn't matter. I will be waiting for him to show up at Training Ground 7. Sasuke said arrogantly, kid, I'm not teaching you. You may have all the skills, but you're not worth my time. I will never take on a student who is arrogant and thinks everything should be handed to him just because his family died. Jiraiya said, watch your mouth. Sasuke yelled and went to attack Jiraiya, but before he took one step he was laying on the ground underneath a medium-sized toad. That's your only warning. Jiraiya said, Master Jiraiya, why did you pick to train Naruto? I mean he had no skills or anything other than the shadow clone jutsu. Sakura said, because he's a lump of coal. Jiraiya said, what does that mean? Sakura asked, which would you rather have, a lump of coal or a diamond? Jiraiya asked, the diamond of course. Sakura said, yeah, anybody with a brain would take the diamond over some lame piece of coal. Ino said, true, but what if that lump of coal turns out to be an even better diamond than the one you picked out? Jiraiya asked, I don't get it. Ino said, don't worry, not many people do. Like I told Naruto, I would take that lump of coal and turn it into a diamond. Lee, for instance, is also a lump of coal. Like Naruto, he is also being put under pressure and polished. Jiraiya said, fighting area, that should keep you quiet for a while. Naruto said as he deactivated the 7 heavenly breaths, and once the smoke cleared, Gaara was back to normal, barely conscious. Winner. Naruto Uzumaki. Genma announced. Mother. You didn't protect me. You promised you'd always protect me. Gaara yelled. After Gaara was finished yelling, he released a huge amount of chakra, so Naruto gave him a chakra-enhanced kick, sending him flying out of the stadium. Temari and Kankuro nodded at each other before quickly leaving, giving chase to Gaara to try and stop him from releasing Shukaku. Before anybody could enjoy the moment completely, an explosion was heard from up near the cage booth, and then Sound Ninja started to attack. A purple barrier was formed around the roof and nobody could get inside of it. We're under attack. Ino said. All of you go and help the civilians get to safety. Do not attack any sand ninja. They are on our side. Move out. Jiraiya said. I'm going after Gaara, Sasuke said and then ran off. Damn it. Kakashi. What the hell have you been teaching him? He's more arrogant than before. Jiraiya said and took out some sound ninja that tried to attack him. He'll be fine. Plus, Naruto is probably going to go after Gaara as well. Kakashi said. You don't get it, do you? Gaara is about to unleash the full might of Shukaku and you simply don't care that your student ran off. Jiraiya said. He'll be fine, Lord Jiraiya. Kakashi said. Change of plans kids. Sakura, Shino, Shikamaru go after Sasuke and bring him back. The rest of you help the civilians get to safety. Jiraiya said. I'll send Pakun with you to track Sasuke's scent. Kakashi said. Gaara, you need to calm down and fight it. You can't release Shukaku. Tamari said and Gaara just groaned in response. It's no use. He's not responding. This is bad, Tamari. We can't let him release Shukaku. The Leaf Village will think we're attacking. Kankuro said. I know. Gaara, you have to listen to me. You can't let Shukaku control you. Tamari said and they had to jump out of the way from a kunai. For someone in such a rush, you three sure are slow. Drop the redhead and I'll let you leave alive. Sasuke said. What the hell are you doing? We're on your side, dumbass. Tamari said. Yeah, you idiot. Go fight the sound ninja that are attacking the village. Kankuro said. I could care less about that village. If they can't defend themselves from a couple of sound ninja then they deserve to die. I'm here for a rematch and I'll take you both on if I have to. Sasuke said. Go ahead, Tamari. I'll handle him. Kankuro said. No, Kankuro. Tamari said. Listen, Tamari. We need to get Gaara as far away from the village as possible. That's our main objective. I can handle him. Kankuro said. Be careful. Tamari said and leapt away with Gaara. Don't think so. Sasuke said and went to jump after her, but Kankuro appeared in front of him. You have to get through me. Kankuro said and kicked him away. Chunin Exam Stadium. What's up with that barrier? Naruto asked as he dodged a kunai strike from a sound ninja and kicked him away. Naruto, I need you to help evacuate the civilians and get them to safety. Kakashi said. I need to go and stop Gaara. Naruto said. No. Sasuke can handle it. Kakashi said. If you think Sasuke can handle a Jinchuriki that's unstable then you're more of an idiot than I thought. Naruto said and kicked a sound ninja away. That's an order. Kakashi said. No. Naruto, go after Gaara. We've already sent a team after him. You should be able to catch up to them. Make sure Sasuke gets back to the village and if you have to, use force. Jiraiya said and Naruto nodded then vanished. Why do you think Naruto can handle Gaara? Kakashi asked. You need to get your head out of his ass. Sasuke isn't strong enough to defeat Gaara if he releases Shukaku. Jiraiya said. Oh, and what can Naruto do if he releases Shukaku? Kakashi asked. Naruto can summon the boss toad. Now, I'm going to the barrier to help the Hokage. Take out as many sound ninja you can and then meet up with the Anbu commander for further instructions. Jiraiya said and walked away. Naruto was running through the forest dodging any sound ninja and took them out with ease. He was surprised at how easy it was to take them out and figured Orochimaru must not care about his ninja at all if they're that weak. After a while of fighting and rushing towards Gaara, Naruto came across Kankuro who was sitting by a tree in pain. Kankuro, what happened? Naruto asked. It's Sasuke. I tried to stall him and when I had him beat, he had these weird markings on his body and completely destroyed me. Kankuro said. Can you move? Naruto asked. I'll need some help. He's going after Gaara. Temari's trying to calm Gaara down and if Sasuke manages to get to him then he'll release Shukaku and we're not strong enough to stop him. Kankuro said as Naruto helped him up. Don't worry. If Shukaku is released, I can handle him. As for Tamari, I think she should be able to hold Sasuke off until we get there. Actually, there was a search party sent after him. Did you see them? Naruto asked. Yeah, I told them to go ahead. Kankuro said as they were jumping through the trees. Who was it? Naruto asked. The useless pink-haired girl, the lazy bum and the creepy bug boy. Kankuro said and Naruto snickered at that. Sakura, Shino and Shikamaru. Not a bad team, but they could have sent more. Naruto said. Wait, there's Tamari. Kankuro said, pointing to Tamari laying on a tree branch, and they landed next to her, causing her to point a kunai at them. Relax, Tamari. It's just us. Naruto said and she lowered the kunai. Sasuke got me. I had him and then he used a fire jutsu against my wind, then used some kind of jutsu that had marks on his face and completely caught me off guard. Tamari said. Yeah, that thing caught me off guard as well. Kankuro said. The others went ahead. Tamari said. Then I'm going. Naruto said. Naruto, please don't hurt Gaara. It's not his fault. Tamari said. I know. It's your father's fault and whoever put the seal on him. Naruto said. What do you mean? I get it's my father's fault, but how is it the fault of somebody who put the seal on him? Kankuro asked. Because Gaara's seal is horrible. I know a bit about sealing and Pervy Sage taught me one that will work. After I get a chance to defeat Gaara, I'll fix his seal. He'll still have his instant sand defense, but he won't be unstable and will actually be able to sleep. Naruto said. I don't know. How can we be sure you know what you're doing? Kankuro asked. It's either that or I let him run on a rampage and possibly get you two killed. Naruto said. Do it. Tamari said. Tamari. Kankuro said. No, Kankuro. If this is Gaara's chance at being normal again and no longer being labeled a killing machine, then I'll take it. Tamari said. Fine. If you mess this up then I'll come after you. Kankuro said. I'll keep that in mind. Naruto said and vanished. Let's heal up before we go. Tamari said and Kankuro nodded. You like him, don't you? Kankuro asked. Who? Tamari asked. Naruto. Kankuro said. Not in the way you're thinking. He's a good friend. He showed me around the village a few times. I can't date him or anything, it wouldn't work out. Tamari said. Are you going to tell him? Kankuro asked. I don't think I need to. He probably already knows that and feels the same way. Besides, that Hyuga girl has her eyes on him. Tamari said. The quiet one. Huh, never would have guessed. Kankuro said. Naruto. Naruto was quickly jumping through the trees trying to get to Gaara quickly and stop him from transforming. He heard the sound of Sasuke's Chidori and then heard an explosion. He channeled chakra into his legs to increase his speed, and when he made it to the area where Gaara and Sasuke were fighting, Gaara was already in his second stage and Sasuke was pretty much defeated. Naruto saw the same marks on his body Kankuro and Tamari told him about. Gaara launched himself at Sasuke preparing to end him, and Naruto jumped in and gave him a chakra-enhanced kick to the face. Naruto. Sakura exclaimed. Man, am I glad to see you. Shikamaru said. Grab Sasuke and leave. Naruto said. No way. We're taking him on together. Sakura said, and then Gaara yelled, causing everyone to look on in shock as he finally released Shukaku. Like I said, take Sasuke and go back to the village. I can handle him. Naruto said. Naruto, there is no way you can handle that thing alone. Yeah, you've gotten stronger over this month and can possibly say that you're the strongest genin in the village, but this is on a completely different level. We should wait for a Jonin squad to show up. Shikamaru said. Just leave. I can handle this. Naruto said, then bit him thumb and went through hand signs. Summoning jutsu. You again. What is it this time, kid? Gamabunta asked. Rescue team. Is that a giant toad? Sakura asked. It is. I think we should get back. This is about to get messy. Shikamaru said. I'll grab Sasuke. Shino said. Aren't we going to help him? Sakura asked. No, Naruto can handle this himself. Shikamaru said, and they leapt away from the fight. Naruto vs Gaara. Do you not see the Shukaku sand spirit in front of us? We need to take him down. Naruto said. A tailed beast. Why is it that the blonde summoners always gave me fight-tailed beasts? You're lucky I like you, kid. Gamabunta said. Play possum jutsu. Gaara forced himself to go to sleep and relinquished full control to Shukaku. Oh yeah, I'm finally free, baby. Here we go. I hope you're ready to die. Let's do this. Shukaku yelled. Get ready, Chief Toad. Naruto said. I'm way ahead of you. Gamabunta said. Wind style. Drilling air bullets. Shukaku fired multiple bullets of highly compressed air at Gamabunta, who leapt into the air to dodge them. Shukaku didn't let up and continued shooting his jutsu at Gamabunta, who had no choice but to counter. Water style. Liquid bullets. Gamabunta fired multiple bullets of water from his mouth and they collided into the air bullets from Shukaku, resulting in an explosion of water. Gamabunta pulled out his sword, and when he was close enough, he cut the arm off of Shukaku, making him yell out in pain. Kid, we need to wake up the boy on Shukaku's head. It's the only way to defeat him. Gamabunta said. I don't think that's possible. The sand defense is instantly, and now that Shukaku's in charge right now, it's even faster than me at top speed. Naruto said. Well, I can't keep running around all day. If I wanted to do that, I would have stayed behind and chased the tadpoles back at home. Gamabunta said. We'll figure something out. Just keep. What the hell is that? Naruto asked, pointing to Shukaku's purple sphere in front of its mouth. That is something we do not want to get hit by. Hang on tight. Gamabunta said. Tailed beast bomb. Shukaku fired his jutsu at Naruto, but missed because Gamabunta leapt high up in the air. The tailed beast bomb kept going until it exploded and destroyed a mountain that was far away from the fighting, but everyone near the fight felt the shockwave from it. Holy crap. Naruto said. This is dangerous. We need to stop him now. Any ideas? Gamabunta asked. Pervy Sage said that you can use oil. Think you can give me some? Naruto asked. I like your style, kid. Gamabunta said. Toad oil bullet. Fire style. Flame bullet. Toad flame bullet. Naruto combined his jutsu with Gamabunta's oil and created a huge flame that sent Shukaku flying backwards. Naruto went through hand signs and used the water style, ripping torrent jutsu on Shukaku's legs, making them turn into a mud-like substance. Shukaku was about to use a tailed beast bomb again, but Naruto activated his dojutsu and did something unexpected. Shukaku suddenly stopped in his tracks and seemed paralyzed. Naruto didn't know what happened, but took advantage of the situation. Chief Toad, throw me at him. We can use this moment to wake him up. Naruto said. Are you crazy? Who am I kidding? I'll do it. Gamabunta said and threw Naruto at Gaara. Wakey wakey. Naruto said. Naruto headbutts Gaara, forcing him to wake up, and then Shukaku's body starts to crack before it eventually crumbles away. Naruto and Gaara both fell to the ground, but Naruto managed to catch Gaara mid-air and they landed safely. No. Stay back. Gaara said with fear in his eyes. Relax. I'm not gonna hurt you. I want to help you. Naruto said. Leave me alone. Gaara said and willed his sand to attack, but nothing happened. Listen, me and you are alike. The pain of suffering at the hands of the village you grew up in. The angry stares and cold looks. You're not alone. I have one inside of me as well. Naruto said and showed Gaara his seal as Temari and Kankuro landed next to them. Did you fix him yet? Temari asked. Not yet. I'm about to. Gaara, I'm gonna fix your seal so you can sleep and not have to live the angry looks and cold stares anymore. Naruto said. Gaara nodded after looking at him for a few seconds. Naruto looked at his seal and instantly frowned when he saw it. The seal wasn't even something you use to contain something like a tailed beast. Naruto went through a few hand signs before he placed his hand on Gaara's seal. Gaara grunted in pain, which was new to him, so he tried to fight Naruto off of him, but Temari and Kankuro held him down. After 10 minutes, Gaara's old seal was destroyed and a new one took place. Naruto placed a 6-symbol seal on Gaara, with the middle part of the seal being the lock to the seal where everything connects. It wasn't as strong as Naruto's seal, but it was perfect for holding Shukaku. That should do it, Naruto said and sat down to catch his breath. That's it. I was expecting something more flashy. Kankuro said. It wasn't that difficult. Like I said, Pervy Sage taught me this seal and we practiced it every day for the past few weeks until I got it right 10 times in a row. The previous seal was horrible and whoever did it should be ashamed of themselves. Naruto said. What makes you say that? Temari asked. It was basically like putting Shukaku into a storage scroll. Naruto said. That would never work. Temari said. Exactly. Gaara must have some serious willpower if he was able to force Shukaku to stay in the seal while he was awake as well. Naruto said. So is it safe for him to sleep now? Temari asked. Look at him. Naruto said, and when they did, Gaara was completely out. He looks so peaceful. Temari said. Yeah, it's almost as if he was never a rampaging psychopath. Kankuro said. Shut up. Temari yelled and bashed him over the head with her fan. I feel bad for whoever dates her in the future. Naruto thought. Naruto. Shikamaru said and landed next to him. What's up? Naruto asked. Is it finished? Shikamaru asked. Yeah, it's finished. Naruto said. How did you stop that thing? Shikamaru asked. Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. Temari said. I honestly don't know. I'll have to talk to Pervy Sage about it. Naruto said. Nobody move. A voice yelled and they looked to see Sasuke running at them with his Chidori activated. Wind style. Gale wind jutsu. Temari swung her giant fan and created a huge amount of air that crashed into Sasuke and sent him back into a tree while canceling out his Chidori. Nice. Naruto said and Temari grinned. Thanks. Temari said. Listen, we should really get back to the village and help. Shikamaru said. Right. You grab Sasuke and head back. You two should take Gaara and head home. I'll let your sensei know what's going on. Naruto said. Why do I have to grab Sasuke? Shikamaru asked. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you fought a gigantic demon on top of a gigantic toad and fixed a seal. Naruto said sarcastically. Come on, you big baby. Just do it. Temari teased and Shikamaru groaned. This is such a drag. Shikamaru said and grabbed Sasuke before leaving. Naruto. Temari said. Yeah. Naruto asked and Temari gave him a hug. Thank you. Temari said and Naruto lightly hugged her back. You're welcome. Now, get out of here. Naruto said and Temari nodded before kicking Kankuro. Wake up, Kankuro. We're leaving. Temari said and they both grabbed Gaara before leaving. I better get promoted after this. Naruto thought and left. Next day, I figured you'd want to be at the funeral with everyone else. Jiraiya said to Naruto as they were both leaning on the same post at Training Ground 7. I didn't think it would be smart for me to be there anymore. I was there and not even his funeral was enough to keep ninja and civilians from glaring at me. Naruto said. He didn't tell you about your parents for your protection. They were both well-known ninja who helped in our victory during the Third Shinobi War. He didn't want you to accidentally slip up and say it to the wrong person and then you get captured by their enemies. Jiraiya said. Then he should have just told me that. Instead he decided to blatantly lie to my face and then tell me it's pointless to worry about that. Leaving me on the streets for 2 years and then showing favoritism while I have to struggle to get by. It sucks that he died, but for some reason I'm finding it hard to feel anything towards it. Naruto said. Don't beat yourself up over it. Everyone's different in how things affect them. Jiraiya said and then it started to rain. So now what? Naruto asked. Now, we need a new Hokage. We need a strong leader. Somebody that believes in the will of fire and will lead the village the right way. Jiraiya said. So are you going to take the title of Hokage? Naruto asked. No. I like to travel and being Hokage isn't my style. Jiraiya said, and there was a brief silence until Naruto broke it. Pervy sage, I found out another ability of my dojutsu. Naruto said. Really? What is it? Jiraiya asked. I can cast a genjutsu that looks like it shuts someone's body down for 30 seconds. It's how I beat Shukaku when I had to fight him. Naruto said. That's kind of disturbing. Do you think it can cast any other genjutsu? Jiraiya asked. I don't know. That was the first time I did it. Naruto said. We'll have to work on that then. For now, I'll give you 2 days to rest up. Not many genin can say that they managed to beat a tailed beast. Jiraiya said. I guess you're right. Naruto said, and then the rain stopped. However, I need answers. How exactly were you able to figure out the first 3 activations for the 7 heavenly breaths so quickly? I thought you only were able to use 2 of them. Jiraiya said. I never slept when you sent me home. I used my shadow clones while I meditated and had them practice every night until they had them done. Compared to the 8 inner gates, it focuses on gathering oxygen into your lungs. I had my shadow clones hold their breath underwater for as long as they could, and then we tried the techniques. I didn't try any of the activations until a shadow clone was able to do it without any problems. Naruto said. We'll take a break from those for now. Since you're on a break, I'd recommend talking to Asuma in regards to your wind chakra nature. He's one of the 2, now 3 wind users in Konoha. He can help you so your attacks are as powerful as they should be. Jiraiya said. Who's the other wind user? Naruto asked. Somebody you need to stay away from. I'll tell you more about him some other time. Jiraiya said. Okay. I guess I'll see you in 2 days. Naruto said. Another thing you should know since you're my apprentice is that when I say a specific time frame, it may not be exact. I could be called away for something important from my research. Jiraiya said. Yeah, your research for your stupid books. Naruto said. My books aren't stupid. Anyway, I'm also Konoha's spy master. I report to the Hokage and nobody else. Sometimes I'll be gone for a few days to a few years. I've been out of the village for years until I met you at the hot springs. Jiraiya said. I thought you were just some lousy pervert. For somebody that is a spy master, you sure do get caught and beat a lot. Naruto said. Shut up. I was only caught because of you. Jiraiya said. Whatever you say. Naruto said. Listen, try to relax for a few days before you start training again. You may have the 9 tails to heal you, but rest also helps. Go hang out with your friends or something. Jiraiya said, pointing to Sakura who was waiting for him. I doubt I can call anybody in this village my friend. Naruto said. You've known them for years, right? You should be friends with them by now. Jiraiya said. Well, I'm not. The only person I think I can call a friend is Tamari, and she's from another village, but I'll see what I can do. Naruto said. That's the spirit. Jiraiya said and vanished as Sakura walked up to him. Yes, Sakura. Naruto asked. Why weren't you at the funeral? Sakura asked. I was. I left early. Naruto said. Konohamaru was looking for you. He was a mess. Sakura said. I'll talk to him next time I see him. Naruto said. Listen, later on everyone is going to meet up for some food at Yakiniku Q. I just wanted to see if you wanted to come. Sakura said. I can't. Naruto said, and Sakura got angry as usual. Why not? You think you're too good to hang out with the rest of the rookie 9. Sakura said. No, I'm not allowed in that place. Actually, that entire part of the village hates me. Naruto said. This is what happens when you keep pranking everyone and everything. You're such an idiot. It's no wonder you're always alone and nobody likes you. Sakura said and instantly regretted it. I see. Have a good day, Sakura. Naruto said and walked away. Naruto, Sakura didn't finish because Naruto vanished. Next day. So, Naruto, you and Tamari seemed to get along well after she apologized. Ayame said. Yeah, she's a cool person. Naruto said. What do you think of her? Ayame asked. She's smart, strong and really cares for her brothers. Naruto said. Do you like her? Ayame asked with a grin. Not in the way you're thinking. Naruto said. What do you mean? Ayame asked. You think I like her as a girlfriend and I don't. We wouldn't really work out. She needs somebody that's kind of submissive, I guess you can say. She likes to be in charge and plus she needs somebody to match her intelligence. I'm somewhat smart, but not smart enough to be with her. That and I'm not really the submissive type. We'd argue like every day since she won't be able to boss me around. Naruto said. How do you know about being submissive? Ayame asked. Anko and Yugao taught me. Naruto said. Great. It just had to be Anko who taught him. Ayame thought. So what kind of girl would you like? Ayame said. I don't know. She has to have red hair though. It's my favorite color. Naruto said. If red is your favorite color, then why don't you have anything red on? Ayame asked. I do. My shirt underneath is red. Naruto said, and then they were interrupted by none other than Jiraiya. Seriously, Naruto, you just couldn't stay away from the ramen. Jiraiya said. Pervy Sage, what are you doing here? I thought I had a few days off. Naruto asked. There's been a change of plans. We're going on a mission. Meet me at the gate in an hour. Jiraiya said. You got it, Pervy Sage. Naruto said, and Jiraiya sighed. I really wish he'd stop calling me that. Jiraiya thought. Naruto and Jiraiya. So, what's the mission? Naruto asked as they were walking along the road. We're going to find a woman. Jiraiya said. Seriously? You brought me with you just so you can shag a random woman and then write about it in one of your books? Have you no shame, Pervy Sage? Naruto asked. This isn't just some woman. She's a very remarkable woman. Jiraiya said. Right. Anyway, I think it's time we start talking about my training. Naruto said. What training? Jiraiya asked. It's just that I think it's time I added something unique to my skill set. Don't get me wrong, I know I have ninjutsu, taijutsu and fuinjutsu, but anybody can learn those. I'm talking about something unique that is difficult to learn. Something complicated, yet simple at the same time. Naruto said. Something complicated, yet simple, huh? I've got just the thing. Jiraiya said. What is it? Naruto asked. A simple, yet complicated jutsu. Jiraiya said. So, when do we get started? Naruto asked. We need to stop by the nearest town first before we do anything. I don't have the supplies on me for the jutsu. Jiraiya said, and they stopped at a sign. Atofika town. That's 10 kilometers from here. Naruto said. That's right. It's our first stop in our search. Jiraiya said. Right. So, why'd you chose me to come with you? Naruto asked. Well, you're my apprentice and I think you'll play a major part in the success of this mission. That and I did say I would tell you who I really am, along with the identity of one of your parents. Jiraiya said. Yeah, but you also said that you'd only tell me if I became a Chunin. Naruto said. Trust me, you're gonna make Chunin when we get back to the village. Everything that happened during the Chunin exams and invasion has been carefully documented. Jiraiya said. If you say so. Naruto said. Now, which parent do you want to know about? Jiraiya asked and Naruto thought about it for a minute. My mom. Naruto said. Okay, I'll introduce myself first. As you know, I'm Jiraiya the Toad Sage and one of the legendary Sannin. However, I'm also your godfather. Jiraiya said. My what? Where the hell were you? Naruto yelled. Listen, I'm Konoha's spy master and I traveled a lot. It wouldn't have been smart for me to bring a newborn along with me, so I decided to leave you in the village with the Hokage. I would send you money every month and until I saw you at the hot springs, I honestly thought you were living a nice life from what he would report to me. That toad wallet you carry around is from me. I decided that if I wanted to keep you safe and your Jinchuriki status a secret, I'd protect you from the outside. I've stopped so many lead ninja from leaking information about you over the years that the amount would be considered a small army. Jiraiya said. So, you thought you would be better off protecting me from the outside rather than taking me with you? Naruto asked. Exactly. Jiraiya said. I guess I can agree with that. What about my mom? Naruto asked. Her name was Kushina Uzumaki. She was a well-respected kunoichi in our village and was well known for her unique use of ninjutsu and her kenjutsu abilities. Before she died, some people would say that she was stronger than Tsunade, my other teammate in the legendary Sannin. As a kid she was a headstrong, impulsive, eccentric, and stubborn girl. As well as a bit of a tomboy. However, with time she matured and was very level-headed and cheerful with a noticeable sassy side to her. She died protecting you from the wrath of the Nine Tails during the attack. All she wanted was a peaceful life with a family, and that was all taken away from her the day you were born. Your name is the name of a character from the very first book that I wrote that didn't sell as well as I hoped it would. Jiraiya said. Do you think she would be proud of me? I mean, I don't exactly have the greatest reputation in the village. Naruto said. She would be proud of you no matter how your reputation was in the village. All she wanted was for you to be happy in life. Jiraiya said. I guess she would be. I mean, I have a friend although she's from Suna, but she's a friend nonetheless. Naruto said. That Tamari girl, I thought she was your girlfriend. Jiraiya said. No, we wouldn't work out. Plus, my girlfriend needs to have red hair. It's my favorite color. Naruto said. He's more like Minato and he doesn't even know it. Jiraiya thought as they arrived in Atofika town and found a hotel. I see. Now, we'll be staying for the night. Jiraiya said. Why? Naruto asked. Because I want to check around and see if anybody has seen the person we're looking for. Jiraiya said, and Naruto felt a small pulse of chakra. Well, what is her name? What does she like to do? Naruto asked. She's my other teammate, Tsunade. She likes to drink and gamble a lot. She's earned the nickname the legendary sucker for her terrible luck. Jiraiya said. Then we should head over to Tanzaku town. It says here that it's the biggest gambling town in Fire Country. Naruto said as he was reading a brochure. I guess we can do that, but are you sure you can make it? It's quite the distance away from us. It's an extra day of travel, but if we travel non-stop as fast as we can, then we can make it there in a few hours. Jiraiya said. I can make it. Naruto said. First, we need to stop for supplies to teach you that jutsu. Jiraiya said, and they walked away from the hotel. You felt it too, didn't you? Naruto quietly asked. Yeah, somebody cast a genjutsu close by. Jiraiya said, and they made it to a carnival game, but Naruto accidentally bumped into somebody spilling a drink on his coat. Watch it. Look what you did, you little punk. A bald head guy said. Huh? Naruto asked. You stained the leader's brand new designer suit. You're paying for that. 100,000 ryo, and you better pay up now. The bald head man said. What? You're telling that suit cost 100,000 ryo? Naruto asked. That seems like a little bit of a stretch. You expect us to believe that monkey suit cost 100,000 ryo? Jiraiya said. You looking for trouble, old man? You better shut the hell up if you know what's good for you. The leader said. The boss used to be a chunin from Iwagakure, the legendary dark ninja, feared by all. The bald guy said. Oh, the legendary what now? Jiraiya asked. You're asking for it. Just keep pushing me and I'll kick your ass. The leader said. Naruto, this is perfect timing. I'll show you the jutsu I'm gonna teach you while we're on our little mission. Watch carefully. Jiraiya said and formed a spiraling ball of chakra in his hand. Enough of this. The leader said and charged at Jiraiya only to have the jutsu shoved into his chest and sent crashing into the game they were at. That was awesome. Naruto said, I was holding back. You guys are hardly worth the trouble. Jiraiya said and took the guy's wallet, then paid for the damages and bought all of the balloons filled with water as well as the rubber balls. What the hell kind of jutsu was that? Naruto thought. Naruto, let's get going. It's time to leave and time for you to train. Jiraiya said. Alright, Naruto said, and when they were far enough from Atafika town, Jiraiya tossed him a water balloon. Here, take this. Jiraiya said. What's this for? Naruto asked. The first step in the jutsu I'm teaching you. Jiraiya said and popped the balloon in his hand. Whoa, how did you do that? Naruto asked. In the water balloon exercise, you'll learn to create a stream of chakra. In other words, spinning. First, gather the chakra in your hand like you would during the tree climbing exercise. Then release a steady stream of it using the water walking exercise, and finally use the chakra to push and churn the water in the balloon. Jiraiya said. So I have to spin the water inside of the balloon until it pops. Naruto said and started to spin the water in the balloon. Yeah, now, let's get going. We've got to be in Tanzaku before nightfall so we can get a hotel to stay in. Jiraiya said. Wait, can you give me one more demonstration? Naruto asked. Sure, but this is the last one you get. Jiraiya said and popped another water balloon. I get it now. When I spin the water in the balloon, I'm only doing it in one direction. When you spin the water, it's going in multiple directions, that makes it seem to bubble inside before it eventually pops. Naruto said. He caught on faster than I thought. Jiraiya thought. Exactly. Now you will have more difficulty since you have to concentrate while we're traveling at high speeds. Jiraiya said. That's okay with me. Just means the end result will be even better. Naruto said. Glad you understand. Now, let's go. Jiraiya said and started to run towards Tanzaku town. Tanzaku town. After running for nearly 8 hours, Naruto and Jiraiya finally arrived at Tanzaku town. Along the way, Naruto finally managed to pop the balloon after 2 hours of trying, and Jiraiya made him practice it until he was able to do it in an instant. Naruto wanted to move on to the next step, but Jiraiya told him to give his chakra network a break and they would do the next step in a few days. As they were walking around, Naruto could tell that this place would attract any kind of gambler, even the likes of Tsunade. Naruto decided to test his luck at a lottery ticket, and to his and Jiraiya's surprise, he actually won off of his first ticket. Naruto didn't even try to win again since he had more than enough money to last him a couple of months. Alright, Naruto. I doubt she's here yet, but given the buzz around this place, I'd say she'll be here within 2 weeks. I'll book us a hotel, and for the next 2 weeks, I'll be working with you on your taijutsu and breaking down hand signs from your jutsus to use them faster. Is there anything specific you want to work on besides this jutsu? Jiraiya asked. Yeah, I want to work on my fuinjutsu, but not the ordinary stuff. I want to learn some juinjutsu, or at least methods of removing some. Naruto said, and Jiraiya sighed. Listen kid, juinjutsu is no joke and it takes years to master. Jiraiya said. I know that, but we have my shadow clones, remember? We'll be speeding up time if we use them. Naruto said. I'll teach you. Why do you want to know juinjutsu so bad? Jiraiya asked. I don't know. I just have a feeling that I'll need it in the future. Naruto said. Alright. Starting tomorrow we begin training. I'll have you work on the second stage and physical training while I work with your clones for a few hours. Jiraiya said. Alright. Naruto said. 2 weeks later. 2 weeks has arrived and a few of Jiraiya's spies have contacted him, letting him know Tsunade was now in Tanzaku town. What made him confused was that earlier in the day, Tsunade hit the jackpot consistently and won a ton of money. Over the past 2 weeks, Jiraiya worked Naruto into the ground. He needed less hand signs for all of his jutsus. His taijutsu was even better than before. He managed to get past the second step in his jutsu, which required him to pop a rubber ball. Jiraiya kept his word and taught Naruto some Juinjutsu releasing methods that Naruto took to like a fish in water. Currently Jiraiya had Naruto working on the final step to his jutsu, which relies on him combining the first and second steps together. Alright, Naruto. According to my sources, Tsunade is in town. She's been here for a few days and we've been gone from the Leaf Village for over 2 weeks. I want you to make some shadow clones and have each of them try to locate her to make it easier to find her. Jiraiya said. I don't even know what she looks like. Naruto said. This is what she looks like. Jiraiya said and held up a picture of Tsunade. You just happen to have a picture of her. That's not weird at all. Naruto said sarcastically. Shut up. Just make the damn clones. Jiraiya said. Alright, alright. Naruto said and made 100 shadow clones that spread out to find her. Now, when they find her, let me know which direction and we'll head that way. Jiraiya said. Alright. Naruto said and then started to work on the final stage of his jutsu. With the way you progress in everything, I'm starting to think you were faking it being horrible all this time. Jiraiya said. I wish. I guess I just needed the right teacher to guide me. Naruto said. That sounded like a compliment. Jiraiya said. It is. I mean, you actually know what you're talking about and take time to help correct my flaws. Naruto said. Well, I'm not one of the legendary Sannin for nothing. Jiraiya said and puffed his chest out. Yeah, but you're still a pervert. Naruto said and Jiraiya deflated. Way to ruin the moment. Jiraiya mumbled and Naruto's clones popped. I found her. She's going towards that big castle. If we hurry, we can catch her before she goes any further. Naruto said. Let's go. Jiraiya said and they vanished. Giant castle. I assume it's safe to say we have a deal here then. Orochimaru asked Tsunade after he just offered to bring her loved ones back to life if he healed her arms. Fire style. Fireball jutsu. Orochimaru, Kabuto, Tsunade and Shizune all jumped out of the way from a gigantic fireball that came crashing down in between them. The smoke cleared, revealing Jiraiya and Naruto standing there with a glare. Jiraiya. Tsunade said. Well, if it isn't the other member of the legendary Sannin. Orochimaru said. Look, he even brought a child with him. Kabuto said, trying to taunt Naruto, who just activated his dojutsu, and the Kabuto collapsed on the ground. What? Orochimaru thought. Seems we've arrived at the right moment. Jiraiya said. Lord Jiraiya. Shizune said. What did they do to Kabuto? Tsunade thought. I believe it's time for you to grab your lapdog and leave. Naruto said and pulled out a kunai. You're no match for me. I can kill you before you even think about moving. Orochimaru said. You could, but Pervy Sage would reach you before you get to me. Do you want to test your luck? Naruto asked and Orochimaru gritted his teeth. I expect an answer by the end of the week, Tsunade. Orochimaru said and then Kabuto woke up, then they vanished. Jiraiya. We need to talk. Jiraiya said, interrupting Tsunade. We can go grab something to eat. Shizune said. Let's go. Jiraiya said and walked away with Naruto following behind him. Restaurant. Talk. What did Orochimaru want? Jiraiya asked and Tsunade didn't say anything. He just wanted to stop by and say hello. Tsunade finally said and Jiraiya slammed his hand on the table. Bullshit. He wants something from you. What does he want? Jiraiya asked. Master Jiraiya, perhaps we should keep it down. People are beginning to stare at us. Shizune said. Fine. Tsunade. Won't talk, so you'll have to. What did Orochimaru want? Jiraiya asked. Shizune. That's enough. Not another word. Tsunade said. This is a waste of my time. To think you'd betray the village your grandfather built for a traitor like Orochimaru. I thought you were better than this, Tsunade. You truly disappointed me. Jiraiya said and Tsunade was actually hurt by his words. You wouldn't understand. Tsunade said. It doesn't matter. If you go through with whatever he wants your help with, then I'll kill both of you myself. Jiraiya said, and Tsunade flinched. Just leave. Tsunade said. Fine. To think the village actually wanted somebody like you to become Hokage and led us. You're a shell of yourself now. What happened to the women I loved growing up? It's time to train, kid. Jiraiya said. Who's he? Shizune asked. My new apprentice. Jiraiya said. Oh, in that case, I'm Shizune, Lady Tsunade's apprentice. Nice to meet you. Shizune said. Naruto. Nice to meet you. Naruto said, staring at Tsunade. Those can't be real. Naruto thought. What are you looking at, kid? Jiraiya asked. Quote. Excuse me. Tsunade asked. Are they real? I mean, they're so big. Your back must hurt a lot from walking around with those things. How about a neck massage? Naruto asked as he went behind Tsunade. Naruto. I don't think you should do that. Jiraiya said. Come on, pervy sage. Anko told me this works for her and she's got some soft big ones as well. Naruto said. How do you know? Jiraiya asked. She let me feel them after she gave me the talk. Naruto said, and Jiraiya couldn't help it, so he pulled out his notepad, scribbling something down, giggling. Oh wow. This feels amazing. Tsunade said. You're really tense in your neck and shoulder area. You should get a massage more frequently. Naruto said and started to work on the knots in her shoulders. Oh, that's the spot. Tsunade said. What the hell? How's he doing that? I can't even place a finger on Tsunade before she beats me up and he's giving her a massage. Jiraiya thought. Given from how tense you are, you seem to be under a lot of stress. Naruto said, and Tsunade sighed. That's an understatement. Tsunade said and flinched when Naruto started to work on another knot in her shoulders. What's got you so stressed out? Naruto asked. This deal with Orochimaru. He wants me to heal his arms, and in exchange he said he'll bring my brother and boyfriend back to life. I don't know what to do. On one hand, I don't want to help him, I'd rather kill him. On the other hand, there's a chance that I'll be able to see my loved ones again. Tsunade said, and then her eyes went wide as she saw a smirk on Jiraiya's face. Nice work, kid. Jiraiya said. Son of a bitch. Tsunade said as Naruto sat back down. Thanks, pervy sage. Naruto said. I really wish you wouldn't call me that. Jiraiya said. How did you do that? Shizune asked. I grew up on the streets for 2 years. I learned how to manipulate people and get answers in nonviolent ways. That and Anko helped me out with some tips just in case I ever had a seduction mission. Anyway, she had quite a few drinks of the strongest sake available, and I waited for the right moment to strike. A cloudy mind and a nice massage works a lot apparently. You should really get a massage more often. Naruto asked. You're pretty straightforward. Tsunade said. Was that rude? I made the same mistake with Tamari. I like your necklace. Naruto said. What? Tsunade asked. I'm not really good at holding conversations with people, mainly females. I'm usually having a one-way conversation with everyone ignoring me. I'm getting better, I think. Naruto said. Anyway, I hope you're not thinking about helping Orochimaru, because I can tell you that it won't be smart if you did. Jiraiya said. What makes you say that? Tsunade asked. Well, the jutsu he wants to use is the forbidden jutsu your uncle created. He'll bring them back to life, but they'll only be a reanimation. He's already brought back Hashirama and Tobirama to fight Sensei when he invaded during the Chunin exams. Jiraiya said. I heard about that. Nice job using Gamabunta to take out the one-tailed beast. I see you haven't lost a step. Tsunade said with a small smile. I didn't summon Gamabunta. I was still trying to help Sensei, but the barrier Orochimaru's lackeys used was stronger than I thought. Naruto was the one who summoned Gamabunta and defeated the One-Tails. Jiraiya said. Seriously? How? He's just a kid. Tsunade said. Can I show her? Naruto asked. Yeah. Jiraiya said, and Naruto activated his dojutsu. The Hishigan. Tsunade whispered. The what? Naruto asked. Let's talk somewhere else. Tsunade said, and they left. Jiraiya Hotel. So what's the Hishigan? Jiraiya asked. It's a dojutsu that was rare amongst the Uzumaki clan. My grandmother, Mito Uzumaki, told me once that not many Uzumaki can use this dojutsu because they never go through enough emotional trauma. The fact that you awakened it tells me you've had a hard life growing up. Tsunade said. That's an understatement. Naruto mumbled. So what exactly does it do? So far all we know is that he can see chakra pathways, he's immune to genjutsu when it's activated, and can cast a genjutsu that shuts the body down for 30 seconds. It's how he defeated Shukaku. Jiraiya said. Another thing is that whoever has the Hishigan will be able to use the Ice Keke Genkai. You can cast genjutsu with them like the Sharingan, but only one person has been able to do that, and that was Ashina Uzumaki, the clan head. That genjutsu that shuts down the body isn't a genjutsu per se. It's a hidden ability that temporarily disrupts a person's brain waves and shuts the body down. Tsunade said. Whoa. Naruto said. Is that everything? Jiraiya asked. Yeah. Now, why did you go through so much as a child? Didn't your parents look for you? Tsunade asked. My parents are dead. I'm the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, and that should tell you everything you need to know. Naruto said. Didn't anybody take care of you? Tsunade asked. No. Sensei was supposed to look after him for me, but it turns out he's been lying to me when I asked for reports on how he was doing and if I needed to return to the village. Jiraiya said. Why would he look after him for you? Tsunade asked. He's my godson. I couldn't take him with me since I was constantly on the live with my spy network, so I left him in Sensei's care. Jiraiya said. Godson. I was supposed to be a godmother, but Kushina didn't make it and neither did her son. Tsunade said and wiped a tear away. She's my godmother. Naruto thought. Tsunade. This is Naruto. He's Kushina's son. I don't know who told you he was dead, but he's been in the village this entire time. Jiraiya said, and Tsunade grabbed him by his shirt. Do not play with me. This is serious, Jiraiya. Tsunade said. Look at him. Don't you see the resemblance? You should know who his father is. Don't say anything. He decided to want to know who his mother is first rather than his father. He's alive, Tsunade, and I should have looked for you myself to tell you, but I was too caught up in my missions protecting Naruto from outside threats. Jiraiya said, and Tsunade dropped him, then pulled Naruto in for a hug. I'm so sorry. If I had known you were alive, I would have come back for you and raised you. Tsunade said. Why weren't you in the village anyway? Naruto asked. I left the village after the Second Shinobi War after my brother and boyfriend at the time died. I came back occasionally and met your mother a few times and even allowed her to sign the slug contract if she wanted to contact me. That's how I found out about you. I was on my way back to the village when an Anbu with a gorilla mask told me Kushina and her son died in the Nine-Tails attack. I've been gone ever since and I've just been drinking my sorrows away. Tsunade said. Then come back to the village. I don't have a mom in my life and we need a Hokage. You'd be perfect for both. Naruto said. I don't know if I can do that. I haven't been in the village in years. I'm an alcoholic and I'm in serious debt. I'm the last person you should want as the Hokage. Jiraiya should take the seat. Tsunade said. His first order would be for women to walk around topless. Do you really want him to have the seat? Naruto asked. Listen, Naruto. I'm just not cut out for the job. Tsunade said. How about a bet? Naruto asked, and Tsunade of course fell for it. I'm listening. Tsunade said. Pervy Sage is teaching me a jutsu. If I can't have it complete in 3 days, then I'll give you my toad wallet that's filled with money. If I do get the jutsu finished in 3 days, then you have to come back to Konoha and become Hokage. Naruto said. You're on. I'll even throw in my grandfather's necklace. Tsunade said. Pervy Sage, I'll see you in 3 days. Naruto said and walked out with Shizune following him, leaving the two Sannin alone. You know he's gonna win that bet. Jiraiya said, I know. I was going to come back regardless to be close to him. I wanted to talk to you alone. Tsunade said. About what? Jiraiya asked. Was his life really that bad? Doesn't he have any friends? Tsunade asked. He didn't go into full detail about his life with me. He only told me bits and pieces. As for friends, he has one. A girl named Tamari from Suna. Jiraiya said. The Cage's daughter. How'd that happen? Tsunade asked. They met during the Chunin exams from my understanding. Seemingly enough, you'd think they have a thing for each other, but that's not the case. He said they're just friends and you'd swear they've known each other all their life from how close they've gotten over the month break between the finals of the Chunin exams. Jiraiya said. Just one friend and she's basically royalty. That's interesting. Doesn't he have any other friends? Tsunade asked. No. He realized that nobody was really his friend and they never paid attention to him when he would talk to them. It's a work in progress, but I think he's getting the hang of it. Jiraiya said. What's he like? Tsunade asked. He's a combination of Minato and Kushina. Of course he has the Uzumaki temper, but I think Minato's calm-like attitude balances him out. He can figure stuff out quickly, but he just needs a little push in the right direction. The jutsu he's learning is the Rasengan and he's nearly completed it. It hasn't even been a month yet. Jiraiya said, and then there was a silence between them until Tsunade spoke up. Why didn't we ever work out? Tsunade asked. You rejected me pretty bad on a day I was just checking up on you. I know you were going through some things after losing Dan and Nawaki, but I was only there as a friend that you needed. Jiraiya said. I know and I'm sorry. It's just I knew you were jealous that I started dating Dan and I thought you were probably going to talk bad about him. I know you aren't that kind of person, but I wasn't thinking straight. Tsunade said. That's why I decided to give you your space after that day. Jiraiya said. You haven't spoken to me in 2 decades. I thought you hated me. Tsunade said. I didn't hate you. I hated what you said to me and how you showed no remorse for it. I decided to focus on my spy network and then Naruto was born, so I had to work even harder. Jiraiya said. Does the village really want me to become Hokage? Tsunade asked. They were going to give me the hat, but I turned it down and recommended you. Jiraiya said. Then if this is a mission of that caliber, then why'd you bring Naruto along? Tsunade asked. The elders wanted to send Anbu with me and they'd slow me down. He's my apprentice and I wanted to train him some more and get him out of the village. That and I figured it was time you two met. Jiraiya said. Naruto and Shizune. Naruto, can I talk to you? Shizune asked. Sure. Naruto said. You need to call off the net with Lady Tsunade. Shizune said. Why? Naruto asked. Because that necklace is cursed. Every time she gave it to somebody, they ended up dying. Shizune said. Listen, she's the one who offered the necklace. I just wanted her to come back to the village to become Hokage and finally have some kind of family. Naruto said. I understand that, but you shouldn't take the necklace. It can kill you. It's bad luck. Shizune said. I have a giant fox sealed into my gut and I've already had Leaf Ninja try to kill me. A little more bad luck won't hurt me. Naruto said. Leaf Ninja? Shizune asked. I've already said too much. I need to start training and win this bet. Naruto said. Don't say I didn't warn you. Shizune said and left. You can come out now. Naruto said and 2 figures walked out wearing black cloaks with red clouds. Not bad. He was able to sense our presence. He's more interesting than I thought, Itachi. A blue shark-looking man said. Indeed he is, Kisame. Naruto, we would like for you to come with us. You have something that we need. Itachi said. He must be talking about the 9 tails. Naruto thought. He might try to run. Allow me to cut off his legs. Kisame said and pulled a giant sword off his back. What if I were to decline this invitation? Naruto asked. It would not be wise for you to do that. Itachi said and activated his Sharingan. So, you must be Sasuke's brother. Naruto said. He is. He's already dealt with that nuisance and now we're about to deal with one more. Make this interesting for me. Since I can't kill you, create some of those shadow clones you're known for and allow me to kill them. Kisame said with a grin. How about no? Now, leave me alone. I have something to do. Naruto said and turned around only for Kisame to appear in front of him. I warned you. Kisame said and raised his sword to attack, but Naruto activated his Hishigan and Kisame collapsed. What was that? Itachi thought and kicked Naruto away. Would you like to join him? Naruto asked. You placed him in a genjutsu, but there's no foreign chakra in his body. Itachi said. That's because he's not in a genjutsu. He's temporarily dead. Naruto said and Jiraiya landed in front of him. Itachi Uchiha. Jiraiya said. Jiraiya of the legendary Sannin. We will meet again, Naruto. Itachi said and grabbed Kisame before vanishing. You alright kid? Jiraiya asked. Yeah, I'm okay. All he did was kicked me away when Kisame fell to the ground. Naruto said. That dojutsu saves your life and bought me some time. Let's head back. You can start training tomorrow. Jiraiya said. What about my bet? I'll only have 2 days left instead of 3. Naruto said. Trust me kid. With your luck and Tsunade's terrible luck, you'll win this bet. Jiraiya said. I guess you're right. Naruto said. They left the area and went back to the hotel to rest up for the night. Naruto made sure he had everything he needed to complete the Rasengan and win the bet. That wasn't the only thing on his mind. He wanted to know why Kisame and Itachi were really after him and how they would deal with Orochimaru in a few days.